Hey everyone, it's the Toymaker Reviews, and welcome back to yet another video. Let's get into it. So, with this set out of the shipper box, this set, I have to say, looks fabulous. The packaging looks fabulous, the contents look fabulous, and I can't wait to get into this. So, let's dig in. Fans of the figure line have waited a very long time for this figure to come out, and finally, here we have it. And they did not disappoint. Now, looking at the packaging, I thought when I first saw this that it would be sort of like the same depth or thickness as the previous online exclusives, but as you can see right here, it definitely isn't. It's much larger, and I believe that is due to the column Tardis being included in the set. Now, the overall packaging design looks pretty much the same as the online exclusives. I think the background Vortex is mostly the 5th Doctor era, I think, color palette. But yeah, let's just look at the packaging here. We've got High Deco Vortex Edition figure, 5.5 scale range. So this comes with TCE X2, alternate head, funeral casket, matrix interment orb, and the Master's column Tardis. Now I believe the TCE is a weapon of choice for this Master. I can't exactly remember what it stands for, but it's his little shrink device, I believe. The alternate head is him smiling. The Matrix Internet Orb is, of course, from the TV movie that the 7th Doctor holds, which is placed in the funeral casket. So this is the front of the set. This is the side, of which I don't think you can see very well, so I'll fix that here. Yep, so that's the side. This is the back, and I have an image up here so that you can pause and read if you wish. Back to the other side. This is the top of the box, and this is the bottom with all the legal guff. So if you watched the previous reviews, you probably already know how to open this box, but if you don't, and you haven't watched those old ones, here's how you do it. At the top, there's a little tape circle tab thing. You just slice that with your blade or weapon of choice. And that opens up like this. And then this piece over here opens like that, and you can pull it all out. Now with that out of the way, we can look at the contents much more better and in detail a little bit. We got the Master's column Tardis, which looks to be a little bit more darker or maybe lighter than the original release. I'm not entirely sure. We got our lovely Master figure that just looks, again, fabulous. We got alternate smiling head, the 2 weapon of choice, the interment orb, and the funeral casket. So we're going to look at the back of the packaging here, and I'm going to separate this. I'm going to pull this out so that we can have it side by side, and we can have a look at the interior. Wow, look at that. They actually made this interior card pop out a little bit. That's pretty clever. I quite like that. Yeah. Yeah, it is quite clever. Yeah, so the TARDIS would be in the corner, and then it would still pop the figure forward. Yeah, that's pretty darn clever. Now, upon inspection of the back packaging insert, I think there might be a couple Easter eggs in here. And number one, I'll show here, it's a page on the right side, which refers to the Mark I dematerialization circuit. That's an interesting little hidden detail. The second one is from Castrovalva, which is the hydrogen influx event 1 screen from the TARDIS console. That's a pretty cool little feature. And I don't know if this is right or not, but at the bottom it looks like it's a weird angle of K9. I don't know if that's just something else that's making it look like that, but it could be an Easter egg. And this purple thing, I'm not entirely sure where it's from. I don't even know if that's an Easter egg or not, but I thought it was an interesting thing. Yeah, so overall, this interior inlay looks pretty good. That looks awesome, character. Thank you. So now I'm going to take all this stuff out of the plastic, and as you can see here, it's still got the old paper tags and paper twists and things. I wish they would just go back to the plastic ones, but, you know, it's alright. I can just cut them or untie them or whatever. I'll probably just cut them. Anyway, see you guys in a moment. And just like that, we have everything out of the packaging, and there we are. We got our TARDIS, we got our master figure. Everything's looking fabulous. But I'll just shut up for a moment and we'll look at our contents. And I think we're going to have to go with the biggest thing, which is going to be the TARDIS. Now, this is, of course, rotocast. It is not... it doesn't have any electronics or sound effects or anything. It's just a rotocast column TARDIS, which is perfectly fine. It would have been nice if there was some electronics and sound effects, and maybe an opening door. As you can see here, there is actually a door outline, but it doesn't open. It would have been nice if the door, if the door did open and such, because or like have like a little cool insert in there, the Master's TARDIS. But I mean, as a rotocast, I mean, I understand if it's down to cost issues and such, but it's still really fabulous that we've got a second release, maybe a third, I don't know. We got another release of this rotocast TARDIS, and I think it's much better than the original release, which is just my opinion, of course. Let's move on to the most important piece in this set, which is, of course, the Ainley Master Figure. Now, the head sculpt on this figure is absolutely gorgeous. It captures the likeness of Ainley far better than the original Bloke in a Suit Planet of Fire set, or Chameleon, or whatever you want. And I think this one looks far, far superior than that old head. I think this is fabulous. The sculpt is on point with Ainley. It is impeccable. And looking at the figure, I believe from this point downward on the legs is from the Roger Delgado Master Figure. I mean, it's okay to reuse parts. I mean, there is, you know, if you can reuse a part, it's absolutely fine. It's necessary. It's not a problem. Better to reuse what you got than make new tooling. But the rest of this is pretty much new tooling. So a new jacket wrap, a new torso and such. Yeah, it looks pretty dang good. The new tailcoat wrap on this figure, it just looks so good. And again, character has really nailed the likeness of the outfit on this figure. Just knocked it out of the ballpark, I gotta say. If I were to give a small little criticism, I would say the shoulders should have been a little bit more puffier, but I can understand the limitations of joints and movement, so I understand that couldn't really be done, or maybe it would look too big. Now looking at the details of this figure, which of course would be mostly the head and the collar. We've already looked at the body. Looks fabulous. The collar, as you can see, is gold with silver embroidery outline. What is interesting about this is this really isn't much of an episode-specific master, because the colors of the collar design is mostly towards Legopolis and Castrovalva. But if you looked close to the design of how this is all created, it is in fact not the exact same as Legopolis or Castrovalva. It is rather the design itself is accurate to the Five Doctors and onwards, when they altered the outfit a little bit and gave it a new pattern embroidery design, which looked more silver, but I can understand that character decided to go with the gold and silver embroidery, because back in those episodes, such as Legopolis or Castrovalva, you could see that there was mostly gold and silver embroidery, whereas the future episodes are more silvery, and I think that's down to the lighting, probably the silk brocade fabric or something, like whatever they used. It would make it more appear silver, and in certain angles and lighting it could be gold. So credit to them to doing the gold and silver, just to make a final decision on that. But the design itself doesn't necessarily capture what was from that episode. So seeing the design from the future and the colors from the past, I believe that this overall look is particularly an amalgamation of his outfit. The whole set looks like it's based around the Master's timeline in this incarnation. So his collar is Legopolis Castrovalva. The design is in the Five Doctors to the Mark of the Rani. And I think his beard is also mostly towards the Five Doctors, if I'm correct on that. It definitely looks like that. Yeah, so this figure looks fabulous either way. It doesn't matter if it's an amalgamation or not. It's still a fabulous and fantastic figure. It is a shame, though, that it didn't come with a cape. But, you know, if someone out there has made a cape or has one available to buy, please let me know, and I absolutely want to buy one and put it on my master figure. Now, when we look at the alternative head, of which I'm not going to put on because, again, like the Meep set, I don't know if I could do it or not. I don't want to break the figure in any way possible, so I'm just not going to touch the alternate head in regards to swapping it. Now, this alternate head is smiling, which is a really nice alternative head, or a different if you ever wanted to swap it, because he always has like a slight grin or smile or whenever he chuckles. That'd be pretty cool to have on display on your figure. Interestingly, though, when I first saw this set when it was announced, I thought that this was going to be more of a survival type Ainley alternate head, but it's not. It's just a genuine, smiling, chuckling master alternative head. And I think it looks pretty spot on, looks pretty dang good. Again, I won't be putting this on my figure, mostly because I think I'll probably break the other head or whatever. So if you want to watch other reviewers who have swapped the head, definitely go check them out, because I'm pretty sure they have. Anyways, let's get back into this. Accessories that come with this set. There are 2 TCEs, which I just remembered the wording for it is Tissue Compression Eliminator. There's one that is open and one that is closed, and the sculpting is, again, fabulous. For something so small like that, it looks incredible. I don't know how they did it, but just like the older small little bits, it still astonishes me how that ever gets done and detailed as such. But yeah, it comes with 2 tissue compression eliminators, one that is open and one that is closed, which, interestingly, the closed one looks like a microphone. And a canine computer. Now I'm going to put the open one inside the master's hand here, and there we go. Look at him. Look at him. He's so evil. Killing you once was never enough, Doctor. Cosmos without the Doctor barely scares thinking about. And rescue the Doctor. Yeah, so there's that, and if we look over here with the other two accessories, there is the Matrix Interment Orb, which is when the Seventh Doctor in the TV movie, post-opening titles, carried that in his hands, which is the Master's dead remains, and place it inside this Gallifreyan casket, which, when you look at this right here, is phenomenal. It looks incredible. I mean, here's a photo of it up close. This detailing is just insane. I don't know how they captured it so good, but that looks nuts. Again, huge credit to character for this one. Also, it opens like this. Look at that. That looks fabulous. Buy now, by the way. It looks amazing. You should buy it. And a canine computer. And you can put the orb inside the casket and close it, and it stays closed like so. Now, I'm doing this one-handed, so it's a bit difficult here when I'm doing it. I think I'm going to place the other microphone inside the casket. And actually, that makes it far better for carrying, and on display you can just open it and there it is. Yeah, that's actually quite convenient. What do you think, guys? You think it's convenient? I sure think it is. So, let's go over everything that we've looked at. This whole set, in an overview, is absolutely worth it. And I suggest, before they're all gone, you go buy one. And the reason why I say this is because you get a Tardis, you get a Master figure, which has been highly requested for so long by many fans and collectors. It is a one and done deal, so definitely take advantage and go and get this set. It's fabulous. You get a ton of accessories, including the Tardis, and it's just a no-brainer. I really enjoy this set. I can't wait to put it on my shelf with all my other figures and stuff. Oh, I'm so excited to do that. But for now, I suggest you guys go and buy it. It's still available from Character, their website. And, I should probably mention this. If you guys are planning to buy this, there's a different way of how they're doing it. So in the US, because there's the tariffs and everything, they've scored a deal where they moved 500 sets to their US warehouse. You order it from the website. It gets shipped from the warehouse in the US and it gets sent out. So you don't have to wait for international wait lines and, you're waiting 2 weeks for the set and you get tariffed and everything. You guys don't have to worry about that now. You can just order it from the website and it goes through with the shipping service within the US from the US warehouse. That's fantastic. So my final verdict is, yeah, this set is pretty much worth it. I really enjoy this set, and I, again, can't wait to put it on my shelf with all my other figures. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think of this set? Do you think it's a fabulous set? Do you think it's worth $44.99? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.
and a canine.